Salam, Iran.
Hello, Iran. Hello, Ashraf.
Meine Damen und Herren, liebe Freunde,
Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends,
des Deutschen Solidaritätskomitees,
as representative of the Iranian Friends Committee
meiner Vorstandskollegen und
and
sehr
on behalf of my friends in the Bundestag, I'm talking to you here. Today, the Iranian uprising enters its 6th month. We are gathered here to support this courageous uprising.
die Stimme und Forderung des
The voice and demands of the Iranian people should be heard at the Munich Security Conference. Dear friends,
als Teil dieses Aufstandes
we see ourselves as part of this uprising because its goals are freedom, democracy, rule of law, equality, separation of state and religion, and a democratic republic. Dear friends, for this goal has been paid a high price so far.
wurden mindestens
In the last 5 months, at least 750 demonstrators, including 70 children and 60 women, have been killed by this regime. More than 30,000 demonstrators were arrested. Dear friends, we demand the release of the political prisoners. Even before the start of the current uprising, there has been a resistance to the clerical regime for decades, especially by the People's Mujahideen organization, about which the Western media reported only insufficiently. I remember the execution of more than 30,000 political prisoners in 1988.
weitere Beispiele
There are other examples of the inhuman policies of the Mullahs
in den letzten Jahrzehnten.
over the last few decades, which are very depressingly documented in the museum in Ashraf.
Auch ihr
Dear friends,
für Freiheit und Demokratie
the commitment to freedom and democracy must not be forgotten either, but should be an incentive for us
weiter zu unterstützen.
to continue the support of all groups in Iran.
Dieser Kampf wird
This struggle
Ethnien und Gesellschaft
is waged by many ethnic and social groups.
die Desinformationspolitik des Mullah-Regimes
The Mullahs' disinformation policy exposes itself
im Iran
by claiming
Opposition
that there is no opposition inside Iran.
wäre und
If this is true,
warum wird dann mit so
then,
brutaler Gewalt
then why is the brutal force being used against the demonstrators?
für eine große Sache
They are fighting for a great cause or sacrificing for so much.
ist ein Iran
The cause is striving for an Iran in which the people's right to self-determination is recognized.
liebe Freunde, es
For
ist
this reason, it is very important
Artikel
that the first article in Mrs. Rajavi's 10-point plan for a free Iran reads,
Abschaffung
and I
des
quote,
Wilayat al-Faqih
the abolition of the Vilayat al-Faqih, the absolute rule of the clergy,
sowie die Errichtung der
as well as the establishment of a popular sovereignty in a republic
Wahlrecht
based on universal suffrage and pluralism is established.
Dies ist
End of quote.
eine
This is a real alternative
zur Diktatur der
to the dictatorship of the mullahs.
Protestler im Iran haben
The
längst
protesters in Iran have long since made their choice. They say yes to the republic and no to the totalitarian rule of the autocracy,
ob es Khamenei ist,
regardless of whether it is Khamenei who rules Iran now or what the Shah's dictatorship was like in the past.
nun, liebe Freunde, von interessierter Seite
Dear friends,
daran gearbeitet,
interested parties are now working intensively on presenting Reza Pahlavi,
Shah
the son of the former dictator in Iran,
darzustellen.
to show him as a part of civil society and making him socially acceptable.
Wir, liebe Freunde, vor
Here,
einer großen Täuschung.
we face a great deception that can harm the uprising in Iran.
Iranische Volk und wir alle haben eine
The Iranian people and all of us had a very bitter experience with the 1979 revolution
Sturz des Schahs
that led to the ousting of the Shah. as well as the rise of Khomeini. At that time, when in Paris, Khomeini promised, would he come to Iran, he will renounce power and any position that he would go to come the center of clergy as a priest. Everything be upon the choice of the people, he said that time. But we do know now that when he arrived in Iran, he never relinquished power and imposed his style of government, which is a religious dictatorship around the leader on the people. Right now, Reza Pahlavi is also talking about a referendum in the future, whereas in the past he had already crowned himself, took the royal oath, and never took that oath back. He has also already introduced his successor of the dynasty on his website. This is a clear contradiction that exposes his delusion that he doesn't value citizens' votes. He should return the billions of dollars that were snatched from the people at that time. He sees himself as a continuation of a dynasty that is actually responsible for many massacres in Iran. There were massacres against civil protesters, ethnic minorities, and political prisoners. The crimes of the Shah's notorious secret police, the Savak, are well known. The autocratic monarchy in Iran was rejected by the majority of the Iranian population in 1979. This is why the revolution in Iran happened. But Reza Pahlavi was never willing to take a stand against Savak or criticize it in the slightest. Without a clear condemnation of the past, crimes keeps Reza Pahlavi open to the return of a dictatorship. And that is the big danger. The alleged this is why the participation of the Shah's son, Reza Pahlavi, as a representative of Iran at the Munich Security Conference is all the more astonishing and incomprehensible for us. His invitation is a provocative act for us and helps the clerical regime. This invitation distracts from the important discussions about the new required solidarity with the Iranian people and their struggle for freedom. For many years, we have also had to defend ourselves against targeted defamation campaigns on social media. The trolls of the mullahs will stop at nothing. Dear friends, after 100 years of dictatorship of Pahlavi and the clerics, the people of Iran do now deserve to enjoy democracy. We are destined to victory. Long live freedom. Thank you so much.